just think you can flap your yap. No cap, yo, we looking at the facts and stats. Second city gritty to across the map. Put your cleats on your feet while we run some laps. Buckle up your seat while we have some chats. Who the GOAT on the court, pictures and running backs. Plug in your jacks and you're whipping your phone. Shalom, let's get it on, just a set in the tone.
But it was good.
Welcome everybody to the Setting the Tone podcast. Today's episode of the Bear Down podcast. Me and my man Earl, the boss, holding it down. J Mac is out, feeling a little bit under the weather. Get well, my brother.
Feel better, homie.
Go around. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, like we were saying before the recording, man. That one hurt. That one hurt. I felt the sting for the whole. Man, I'm still feeling the sting of it. Forget that.
Yeah. True business, man. It as we were saying right before you started recording, man. It's that one there. It stung. It stung because you can actually see what we're becoming, and it's exciting. It's exciting to people of our. I say demographic because I don't want to say age.
Yeah, our demographic.
I don't want to see age, but anyway.
That's
for us who've been going through the storm, man, it feels good to watch them build in the positive, even though we lost, the way we played, the defense, the offense, the scratching, the clawing, the sticking together. Hey, that was awesome.
Yeah. So to the podcasters, everyone's listening. We're talking about the Bears crushing defeat yesterday to the Browns, 20-17. And it was a game that we had in hand, and it slipped through the cracks of our fingers, man. So the Bears have had 3 of these losses this season where they led going into the fourth quarter, and they slipped through the fingers. We lost to Denver. We were up 28-14 in the fourth and lost 31-28. That was one game I thought we had. And then
especially when we was up 28-3.
And then we had Detroit. We were up 26-14 with 4 minutes left, and we lost 31-26.
Yeah.
Another game we should have won. Then it was yesterday against Cleveland, up 17-7 in the fourth. 17-7, and we lose 20-17. I mean, that's just, 13 unanswered points from them?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
If one thing that we could take away from it, and I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Then I'm gonna wipe away the tears. We got it. The fourth quarter still knocking us around like a bullet.
Yeah.
Fourth quarter we got, and that's that last piece of the puzzle that you have to build to be a contender, to learn how to win the close games, to win the ones you're supposed to win, close out when you're supposed to close out.
Right.
And Grant, that was a great, albeit lucky, tackle to get Fields down on that 4th and 1 because he was running for more than that 1 yard. You could see it. He had
he tripped him up. He tripped him up pretty good. That was a good trip.
Yeah. And if you look at it, was just a fingertip, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But it was just the luck of the draw. You can't do anything about it. It didn't feel like the incompetence of the coaching staff like it usually do. So that's a plus. But to not be able to finish a game out in the fourth is starting to get a little bit, tiresome.
Yeah. Speaking of those 3 games that we lost in the fourth quarter, was a combined 47-6 fourth quarters in those 3 games.
See, yeah, and that just can't be. It just can't be.
It looks like to me a problem on both sides of the ball. I mean, the offense only generating 6 points in 3 close games, and the defense giving up 47 points in 3 close games.
Yeah, and when you're me being a youth coach, you start to see patterns, and that's definitely a disturbing pattern that you're starting to see. If we were able to score on those guys in the first half and put up some points, then we should be able to continue. Because even if they adjust to what we did in the first half, we should be able to turn that and use it against them, whether it be play action or pushing the ball down the field, taking what the defense gives you, short passes turning into yak, we have to be able to match their chess move. And we're just not there yet. And I still attribute that to a rookie head coach, although it's almost a full complete season. He still is rookie in the sense of the word. And he just need to get better at play calling towards the end. Overall, we were talking about what would be an excellent grade or an A grade. And to me, that would push him up there over the B plus that you gave him. If he can just learn how to call specific game-winning calls when it's time, that's the last piece of the puzzle for him.
Facts. So we went into the fourth quarter up 10, right? So
yeah,
shit, we scored 10 in the third, and at that point, when I was watching the game, I was saying to myself two things: "Oh, we won this game," and then I was saying, "Man, we better not blow this game. Better not blow this game." It was just so, man. And I got a question for you right now. So I was watching another Bears podcast with some local media.
Okay.
And one of the guys was really hard on Justin Fields.
Okay.
He said that Joe Flacco outplayed Justin Fields and that loss was on Justin Fields.
Okay.
And I want to know, how do you feel about that statement there?
Okay. First of all, let me say it doesn't sting because win or lose, two people getting it. Coach, quarterback. That's expected. He has to know that. Justin has to know that. I think he does. Either he is a very good actor or he knows that he's going to get it no matter what. And I love the way he stays calm during this interview. Before the game, after the game, and after practice. I love the way he does interviews. But there's some truth to that. As the field general, you have to be able to be that determining factor of a win and loss when it's that close. We look at you as that person. So I agree to put the pressure on him and give him the blame. I don't necessarily agree with the things he said about him. Even though I didn't hear it per se, I can tell from what we've been hearing throughout the season that it wasn't good. Everybody wants to put everything on Justin because he's deemed to be this guy that got great legs. He's the first, or he's the number one quarterback when it comes to rushing now in one full season. So of course, when you get that accolades, you're going to get the garbage that come behind it, and it's not going to be nice.
Yeah. I really felt that he was dumping on him really hard. I don't think he likes Justin for whatever his reasons are. And I felt like the blame could be spread around a little more. Like you were mentioning, coaching and play calling. There was some questionable play call. I thought the play calling was good up until a point through the first three quarters, and I thought it just got really, really weak. And I felt like it was predictable. I felt like it was I feel like they didn't challenge the Cleveland defense. Now, I don't feel like Flacco outplayed Justin. I feel like Flacco outplayed the Bears defense because that's who he had to play against,
Right.
and Justin had to play against the Browns defense, and the Browns have the better defense. You can't you can't even compare the two quarterbacks because one has. I mean, the Bears have a good defense, no problem. I ain't saying that at all, but the way that the Browns defense got at the Bears, I mean, as soon as the ball was snapped, they were there, and Justin had to make it happen, or couldn't make it happen because the defense was right in his face every time the ball was snapped. And you got to give credit to the Browns.
What credit do?
Yeah, the Browns defense was just ferocious,
against everybody this year. It's not just the Bears. So with that said, if that was if that was the focal point of his displeasure with Field, then he just uptight about the loss. It'll go away if that was his focal point. Flacco is a well-rounded, weathered through many storms Super Bowl champion. He did what he was supposed to do. He kept calm. He made some hell of a throws now. That throw that the tight end, number 85, I can never remember his name. Yeah. He that catch he made and continued to run the sideline. Come on.
Yeah.
That usually is a knockdown. and he put that ball the only place he could. You can't. That's a better throw. Good defense, better throw. Sorry, it happens. Get
Yeah,
over
it happens. The Joker.
it.
Yeah,
I'm just not ready to trounce on our defense. Some of those plays that Joe Flacco made were above those guys' pay grade. You know, we still got a lot of youngsters learning. And if you look at the guy who was covering on those, I believe it was Stevenson, wasn't it?
Stevenson, I believe so. Yeah,
Exactly. So you put Jalen Johnson over there, it's probably going back the other way. So, you know, he know who to pick on. That's what I'm talking about when I say well weathered. He knew who to pick on. If I'm going to make this work, I have to go after the guy with the least experience.
Let me not throw Jalen Johnson's direction because he's looking for a contract, so he hungry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what I mean by adjusting. That's what I'm talking about when I talk about adjustments.
Yeah.
You go after the weakest link. Now, me, I would have did whatever I had to do to make Myles Garrett not the problem. I'm sorry. If I would have had to take Cole Kmet out a couple plays and put another lineman over there, I would have done that. At least to see, you know, to silence the doubters.
Yeah.
You get Justin Field time, you saw what he can do, whether he throwing to Kmet or more. You saw what he can do.
Yeah.
Now, you want to dump on Fields, you got to dump on the whole team because there was some pretty good passes dropped in that game that could have sealed the deal.
My next point was his teammates didn't help him out at all. I mean, you got Tyler Scott dropping passes, you got Darnell Mooney dropping passes, you got Robert Tonyan dropping a touchdown, basically.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I mean, those are game-changing plays. And those guys didn't help the cause. They have to play their role. They're receivers. They get paid to catch the ball, run the ball, things like that. And these are passes that were within their, you know,
catch radius. Yeah.
They can have catch.
I just don't dropping those passes, man, it really hurts your quarterback, especially when you got somebody like Myles Garrett on your ass all day. You have to help your quarterback out, and they didn't do a good job of that yesterday. And then it also, I feel bad for Mooney because that's probably going to be the reason why he doesn't stay with the Bears.
Yeah,
He's dropped a couple key ones this year. Key ones.
Yeah. Facts. I mean,
I felt before the season though.
Yeah, I feel like Justin was making a concerted effort of targeting him more this game. You know, he gave him 8 targets. He caught 2 of them. 2. It's like, yeah, you got to do better than that.
You got to do better than that. And you could always go back. You know, such is the life of a receiver. You know what they say about those idle hands? They do the devil work. It did it for Cleveland yesterday. When you don't use those hands, you got to give him the ball, man. I don't care. Throw it to him behind the line of scrimmage. His hands got to stay ready. And if he ain't catching the damn ball, then and he ain't getting thrown the ball, they're going to, you know, some of those passes that you see him snatch and keep running, his hands haven't had the repetitions.
Right. Facts.
That's I'm just being real. You know, of course you get nobody want to hear that when you get paid millions of dollars, and I get it. But real is real. That's facts.
Yeah.
We know that, you know, repetition builds, you know, muscle memory.
That's facts. That's facts. And you could tell DJ Moore was out there laboring. He didn't have a separation. He would come out the game every few plays and stuff like that. The ankle was bothering him. So it was really imperative that guys like Mooney, Tyler Scott step up, you know, like Moore ain't on his usual self today. We got to, you know, step up for him, you know?
Yeah. You know who would have helped us this year? I think we should have kept for another year. That nobody gave the benefit. N'Keal Harry. Just his size. Yeah, just his size. I mean, trust me, he wouldn't have done no worse than our rookie.
Well, I think they bypassed on him because we got a Claypool, you know, and then Claypool didn't work out.
I just know that, you know, they went at Claypool because of the ceiling. N'Keal Harry played in an offense, albeit he didn't do good. He played in an offense that was a lot more sophisticated than ours.
Yeah.
I think that N'Keal Harry would have done a better job. I'm sorry. You know, the kind of backup that DJ Moore need, N'Keal would have provided that. Clay, something's going on in Clay head. Because what have you heard about him since he got down to Miami?
Not a damn thing.
Right? Exactly. So we don't know new news is good news or what, but I haven't heard of get a touchdown or pass anything.
No.
Maybe they're trying to keep it out the news because they don't want to, you know, to disrupt what they're going through the season. They're already going through enough with these badass losses. But yeah, you know, I just thought, a good guy like we had. Who was the guy? Was it Godwin? Who did we have a few years ago, about 3 years back? The quick guy.
Yeah, Godwin, right? A good one.
Godwin. Chris
Godwin.
Godwin. Yeah, the one over there killing in Tampa Bay. You got to keep a guy like that. Even though
We
DJ Moore,
didn't have that guy. We had the other guy.
it was somebody.
Yeah, it was a Godwin or a Goodwin, but it wasn't the Tampa Bay guy. Nah, it was another.
Okay.
No, it was another guy. Yeah.
But he could take this. He was known for the speed, the thing that
Mhm.
we need. But you need a guy like that. DJ Moore has got 3 or 4 years in. He's not the consummate veteran that we would need, like a Godwin or a Cooks or somebody like that that's been around that
Mhm.
knows how to step up. Hey, DJ Moore cooking over here. Let me get underneath and grab some of this attention. Stuff like that. The old
Mooney. Yeah, he got to definitely step up like that.
So
Yeah. Velus Jones had a sighting, man. They turned him into a running back or something. He doing all
right.
the
Hey,
leaps.
you know what? It's crazy because I was thinking to myself, they need to treat Velus like they treat Cordell Patterson. Whatever freak he does good, he got too much skills not to be on there on the field. Yeah, you got to put a package. You got to get in there, and somebody that knows what they're doing need to just watch what he's good at, like they should have did before they drafted him.
His quickness and speed got to be an asset.
Right. Yeah. So Hester scared me because he always fumbled that ball before he got control of it.
Right.
He always scared me. Same way, okay? You got to learn what this guy does. Either you're going to accept his flaws and build him or go ahead and get rid of him and get somebody else. But I think he should be used like Cordell Patterson.
That's a good point.
I'm telling you. Just like we were finna do with Tariq Cohen.
Yeah.
I hate we lost him. We hadn't scratched the surface. And we saw some good stuff from him before he got hurt.
Before the injury, yeah. Hopefully he resurfaced somewhere, make his comeback.
Yeah, there was a couple of sightings this year about where he was going to turn up. I think they didn't tell us everything about that injury because he should have been back.
Yeah, it must. Yeah, he that injury must be really bad because it sidelined him for a while.
Yeah,
I love to figure out.
Did you see the tackle that put him down?
I don't remember the tackle.
Yeah. Pound them hips. Drop that weight on that hip, man.
He's a little bitty dude. You ain't got to tackle him like that, do you?
You don't. Hey, his legs ain't that far from the ground, man.
He's a little bitty dude, man.
Yeah, I miss him, man. I wanted to really see what he could do, man.
Yeah, and they pretty much took away our running game, which I kind of figured they would, but I feel like we also got away from our running game too. Like we could have stuck with it a little bit longer before we fell behind. Like we had control of the game, control the tempo. You know what I mean? Like
right, exactly.
I know they were taking away the big chunk running plays, but keep churning away. You're gonna bust one eventually on them. You know what I'm saying? That's
right. And that's where you keep a fresh pair of legs. Again, that's why I say about coaching. That's where I think they conceded the fact that we couldn't run the ball, and they just said, "Screw it, let's just try to go downfield with it," or whatever the plan was. Right. I think that they got away from it prematurely. I think that you got three-headed monsters. They all were running the ball good the previous games between Johnson, Foreman, and Khalil Hibbert. They all are good. So you got to have a fresh pair of legs going to that fourth. I'm telling you, whoever started the game, it would have between whether it would have been Hibbert or Foreman, it would have been him and Roschon in that first half. And then that midway through the fourth quarter, fresh legs. Let's go. Somebody going to be one or two steps behind these fresh legs.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean by adjustments. You got to try everything.
So we rushed for 88 yards. That's a low. I don't know if that's a season low, but that's pretty low for us.
How many touches?
Carries was 27 carries for 88 yards. Roschon had that 22-yard run. That was the biggest one, longest one. And you got to factor in those 88 yards. 30 of them was from Justin. So he ran one for 15. And then
27 carries, yeah.
And Velus 2 carries for 23 yards, 15 yards was the longest. So really, it was the unconventional, the Velus Jones, the receiver running for 23, and Justin Fields, the quarterback running for 30. That's 53 of the 88 right there.
You're right.
Roshan had 36. So our other running backs, Khalil Herbert really didn't do nothing, and D'Onta Foreman didn't do anything. Khalil had 8 rushing yards, and Foreman finished with a -6.
Right, exactly. But you think about it, you have to build those carries up, man. That's why I said how many carries.
Yeah.
That's less than that's not even 4 yards a carry. That's like 3.2, almost 3.3 yards a carry. But
yeah, we're a running team. We use the run to
set up everything.
To set up everything, and we only ran it for 27 times.
And it should have been 37.
Right. Justin Fields had 40 pass attempts. That's a lot.
He's not there yet for that.
Yeah, 40 pass attempts. I mean, yeah, we weren't behind. We were up, so we don't need to pass the ball 40 times.
Exactly. Yeah. And there's other ways to extend the run. You got the screen. You got the screen to the running back, screen to receiver, screen to the tight end. Got the right and left screen. You got the middle screen, which is where you hurt them at. You run that screen at that point, you know that Garrett is activating. We're about to lose. It's time for me to show these guys why I'm the potential defensive player of the year.
Right.
And I'm running the screen right at them, or I'm running something.
Yeah, I feel like
he's coming upfield that hard. Throw the screen.
Yeah, they abandoned the running game too soon, too quick, and they didn't take they shots. Just like we said, break them down by the fourth quarter. It should be ours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because like we all say, we're more equipped to run than we are to pass.
Yeah, and
Speaking of the passing, look at that pressure up the middle, man. That pressure up the middle is killing us.
Killing us. We gotta fix that, man. We gotta fix that for real.
Dude, and that's it. When you got somebody, you can't help but to focus on that guy. He's coming right at your face. So it's a little easier to get away when they come in left or right, because you can always do that dip and turn, or that that outside spin to get away from somebody coming full speed at you from a different direction. One right move, he's going to fly by you. But coming up the field where he can actually see which way you're going to do your juke move or whatever you do to get away, that's harder, especially in your eyesight.
Yeah.
So that's crushing. That's crushing. We got to get a better center, man. We need Patrick's got to go.
And I feel like, I don't want to jump ahead too much, but I don't want to draft a center. I want a veteran, to be honest with you. I want a veteran, somebody in the agency.
They always say that the quarterback is the general on the field and offense than a linebacker. They never talk about the center. The center makes the same calls as a linebacker does, and you need that. You need that. You need that general for the line. That's why the center has to be the captain. If the center ain't the captain on the line, you're losing already. I don't care how good your line is. It's not as good as it is if the center is the leader.
Right. I agree with that, because he sees it all. He should know it all. He should know the protection, everything.
Yeah. Our center need to have at least 5 years experience, none less. At least.
Agreed.
Gone are the days of the Pouncey. Remember Pouncey brothers, man? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Them some centers right there, man.
We got to steal somebody's center, man. We got to steal somebody's.
Come on. Olin Cruz, Frank Winters, Jeff Saturday. There goes some centers for you right there, boy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You can tell I'm a lineman. I got all giddy, man. You tell I'm a lineman, coach. I got all giddy over here, man. Ain't nothing like a good line, man. I'm trying to
break the center history down for me.
Come on now. Come on now.
Oh, that 4th and 1 that we were talking about, I believe you mentioned it before we started, but how do you feel about that play call, man? Do you feel like that should have been a handoff from under the center, or was that the right play call?
So when you look at it to see how wide open it was, you can't really bag on it.
Okay.
I just think with the success that Roshan had, when it was part of his biggest run of his career, so now he's got that confidence flowing. You use both of those guys. You got to go with the RPO on that one. Make them decide whether they're going to take this big bruising back or this swift at the feet quarterback.
Okay.
I told you already, I would have had 2 of them. I would have had either Khalil or Foreman in there too. You got to bring out all the gadgets. You know what I'm saying? You fake the one going up the middle, you fake the toss the other way, and you do something, but you give them three-headed monsters out there and make them linebackers pick one or the other. That way, two can converge on the guy who actually got the ball. I would have given it to Roschon. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I would have given it to him. I don't disagree with the call, though, to answer your question, because it was so wide open. So whatever fake they ran to get him that wide open, it worked. I'm just saying I'd rather for that big 240-something or 50-some pound running back to take that hit rather than it be, Fields.
You think Cairo Santos could have made that 55-yarder, man? Was it 55?
56 or 55.
56?
I believe it's 55.
Okay. That was
without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Yeah. That was a tough one. I felt like the field goal should have, it should have been an attempt.
I do too. Because he's got to be, I believe he's in the top 5.
He hasn't missed 50 plus all season. He hasn't missed a 50 plus all season. So that's like, hey man, go ahead and get this 3 points before we go in the half.
Right. And see, when you talk about a coach like Belichick, Tomlinson, those type of guys, you can honestly say if he didn't kick it, something was wrong with the kicker. But see, such and so with our coaching staff, we honestly don't know. Was it a bonehead play, bonehead call, missed opportunity because of what they've been doing so far this year? We can't trust our coaching staff. Right. So we don't know if that guy, maybe he had a stubbed toe, maybe his feet, maybe he did something in practice. I don't know. But with our coaching staff, we don't know how to feel.
He said something. He made some excuse at the press conference after the game about the wind, something like that. But
yeah, my ass.
He kicks in Soldier Field. He know how to kick in the wind.
If you ain't got a swirling wind in Soldier Field, ain't no swirling wind.
Yeah, you got to kick in the wind. So we've seen our coaching staff take the ball out of Fields' hands, and we see him take the ball basically out of Cairo Santos' hand. The kicker. Yeah. Like, okay, these are your top talents on the team. Yeah. Utilize them to their strengths. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And he almost made it a non-factor because the ball still should have been caught on the Hail Mary.
The Hail Mary, oh my God. Yes. Could have been a non-factor.
It could have been a non-factor. So,
no point right there.
Listen, when you make a call like that, this is what, now, like I said, if it was Belichick, Mike Tomlinson, of that nature, that play had been ran and practiced a number of times for Bill to run it at this key moment. You know it already. Right? When you go on 4th and 1 or when you go for a 2-point conversion, you're running a play that absolutely works. Mm-hmm. And it's done worked against a good defense because your defense is the one you're running against.
Right.
So you run a play that 9 times out of 10, we've been hitting it all week. We had a good week of practice. That's what you can say with a certain amount of certainty when you're talking about coaches like Bill and Mike. Right. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to ours, again,
that inexperience.
Why did you run a Hail Mary? Did you just not have confidence in the kicker? We can go a million ways. We just don't know. We don't trust our coaching staff that much.
Yeah. You talking about the Hail Mary at the end of the first half or the one at the end of the game?
Me, both. Both.
Yeah.
Both. Because, the one at the end of the game, I really thought that could have been, avoided.
Yeah.
I thought they should have kicked it. Just like you do. I think that 55 would have been, for Santos, I think it would have been a drop in the bucket, man.
Yeah, the one at the end of the first half with Santos, that should have been Santos' play right there. The one at the end of the game, I could see the Hail Mary as the call, and I'm just so disappointed that Mooney had it in his gut, and and I don't know what happened. He wasn't ready for it, and he bounced away from it. I don't know, but it felt like it should have been a catch. It was in his gut. Like, I know it was.
And I feel so bad for him, man. Yeah. You're mad at the moment, you're hurt because, again, enough of the losing already. We're tired of it. Okay. But Mooney, you think about Mooney, man. How many times he's been hurt in training camp? How many times he done lost games off dumbass injuries? He tripped the training camp, broke his shoulder that year. You know what I mean? He just never got a chance to really show what he can do. And then when he does do, it's always an effort to, just see where he's at to make sure we're going to keep him. He can never get out there and just play because he's a ball player. And then this year he's getting an opportunity. He's not taking advantage of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just, I feel bad for the guy. I do, because Mooney, he's a good guy, man. He could have been gone. You know, he could have been tried another team.
And it was a narrative that before this game that Justin wasn't spreading the ball around to him. You know, he wasn't getting his looks and things like that. Well, this was his chance because he was getting looks. He was getting looks, and he just wasn't taking advantage of those situations. You know, and I feel bad for him in a way, and in a way I don't. I feel like, you know what, you had your chance and you blew it. It just, you know, I just feel like I feel bad for him because I like Mooney, and I think he's an excellent receiver. I think he runs with great routes. He has great speed.
He does.
You know, and it just didn't work out for him yesterday, and it might have just pretty much hurt his next contract.
I think wherever he goes, because I think the Bears are done with him. I think wherever he goes, it's going to be a 1-year contract, a proven deal. But I also think in a better system with better coaching, I think Mooney is going to get a nice contract, but it won't happen next year.
Yeah, he'll have to prove it, and then he'll blow up somewhere. Yeah. And that'll be the same thing that happens to Justin if the Bears decide to move on from him. And he'll go somewhere, and he'll blow up, man. I just know it. I can see it. And
I'll tell you this. I think if he goes anywhere where coaches, I'm not going to necessarily say young-minded, but with this new type of offense that they're running where they want to spread everybody out and throw the ball all over the field, you put him with Belichick, you put him with a Shanahan, you put him with the I always forget his name, the coach for the Rams. What is his name?
McVay.
And McDaniels down in Miami. You put him with a coach like that, and he's going to explode. You think he had 1,000 yards? You put him in a system where he can spread that ball around with people who can, like a Debo who turned 15 into 40. You know what I'm saying?
Something like that.
You know what I mean? You come out there with a tight end like Laperta down there clowning in Detroit, and watch him get out that backfield, and he probably would have had 1,500 yards. You put him on a competent team that know how to play call and use it.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I say about the offensive minded quarterback. I mean, offensive minded either head coach or coordinator.
Yeah, we have the talent as far as DJ Moore run after the catch. He's good at that. You know what I'm saying? Yards after the catch. We just need the other monster on the other side, and
exactly.
We need the coordinator that's going to use them to their strengths for real.
Yeah,
and Justin Fields has the support of his teammates, and DJ Moore has come out and just gave him his unequivocal support. Like, nah, this is the dude. What are y'all talking about? Y'all talking crazy. This is the And if I'm the Bears front office, the general manager, the president, I'm listening to my top receiver. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking into account what he's talking about. I mean, DJ Moore's having his career year right now with the Bears with Justin Fields.
Right. And it's not even where it could be.
Right. It could be even greater. Let's go ahead and keep this tandem together. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be trying to shake that up. This is just beginning. We just starting. We get him another monster on the other side, and this thing can take off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We get an OC that can play to his strengths. This thing can really take off. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's all it is, too. I think, first of all, I think wholeheartedly, I think that the decision has already been made.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at what we've seen Justin Fields do what he's supposed to when it's right there. We've seen him make the throws. We've seen him run. So we know that he's capable of doing it. We know that he has the brain space to receive it and do it. But it's, again, repetition breeds muscle memory, and that's what it's got to be with him. Second year in offense, I think the jump he made is good enough to carry him on to the next third year of this offense, not of his contract, but of this offense. Also, you got to play into the fact that the rookies we got this year going to be better in this offense next year and defense.
Yeah.
Also, DJ Moore, first year in this offense. So when you go into the room with the bean counters and the decision making, they're going to look at this thing a lot better than we would, so to speak, the Monday morning quarterback.
Right.
They're going to know that, hey, Justin Fields did a lot better than he did last year, and they're going to see it in different ways than we see it. They got all the numbers.
Right.
What did he do in this situation last year as opposed to what he's doing this year? They're going to see all the nuances that they need to see to make an informed decision, and I think they made it. I think that it's easy to see that they need another receiver that's going to take some eyes off of Moore. That's better than bringing in a quarterback that's got to learn his system again.
Mm-hmm.
Because the quarterback that's got to learn this system has got to learn what everybody does on the field, as opposed to a receiver. At most, he's got to learn all the receiver positions. At most, that's what he's got to do. Right. And when you're doing that, they ain't that much different than what I got to do. If I'm running it out, he's running it in. If I'm running it in, he's running the fly. So that's not hard to learn when it comes to a receiver. But it's plain to me that it's going to help us more to put a playmaker on the side of DJ Moore than it will to grab a Caleb or a May that's got to come in here and get the deer in the headlight look out his eyes just for being drafted.
Then being from scratch, yeah.
Yeah, and then he's got to be the field general. He's going to take the flack for everything, win or lose. And it's better with a receiver than it would be with a quarterback.
Right, I agree 100%. And I think something I was thinking about, I said, if it comes down to letting Justin go, trading him, it is only because they're trying to reset the quarterback clock with the contract. That would be the only. It would only be for me. I think it would only be a money reason, because it can't be what's on the field reason. He's making that leap. He's taking that leap, and he's showing that he's a franchise quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So it would only be a money reason if they were to just go ahead and say, let's trade Justin and start over with a rookie. That's the only way I can see that happening. But it'll also set the team back, I think. It'll also take away from them adding more pieces if they take a quarterback with the number 1 pick instead of trading that pick and getting more pieces to help the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So there's cons to just going for a rookie as well. It's not just resetting the quarterback contract. It's the cons of not having all the pieces. It's the cons of starting over with a new quarterback. You know what I'm saying? In a system that he doesn't know, and Justin knows the system, and he's growing in the system. So it's like, start where we at right now and keep building on that with Justin, and just getting him the pieces in the draft and in free agency. Like, I was thinking about drafting a player like Marvin Harrison Jr. There's other receivers in the draft as well, and also like in free agency, go after somebody like T. Higgins. Did you see the catch, the play that he made?
Come on now.
Man,
the awareness, it was, man, come on.
Awareness is out of
field awareness.
Yeah.
Come on.
He's a free agent. He's going to be a free agent, I believe. That's somebody.
And they cannot keep all 3 of them.
Nah.
Because I'm telling
you,
first of all, when you say the money angle with Fields, that's a non-issue. We got more money than 80% of the teams in the league right now when it comes to free agent money and just overall cap space. We got a lot of money still. We didn't do, we did some key things towards the end of the season. They knocked that number down, but it was because of sweats. And well, we can get to him. I'm gonna wait till you bring it up. But anyway,
we're gonna get to that.
Because Anyway, if it's not a money thing. So if they say that's a lie. Yeah. Phil has done enough. Okay, I play with it. I'm going to be definite with you right now. Fields has done enough. Okay. Fields, if he goes anywhere, it's going to be for some bull crap reason. That's it. He's done enough. It don't make sense. Financially, it don't make sense. Playmaker move. You're not going to find anybody in college where he's at right now. You're not.
Right.
I don't care what their ceiling is. Nobody's where he's at in this offense now. Leave it alone. Go find some. Even if you don't get a receiver, get a lineman.
Yeah.
Because it's the heartbeat of the team. I'd rather see, and I love Marvin Harrison Jr. I love his demeanor. He's always calm. I love it. But he's not the only one out there that we can bring in and do a job for us. Linemen that you need with the toughness, with the dog in them, with the enough sense to learn the playbook, those are not a dime a dozen. That should be our first round pick. I'm sorry. That's just what I feel. You build that lineup, you can run anybody if you build that lineup. You know what I'm saying? Like Denver. Remember Denver when they first came out with that zone blocking? Everybody they put in their backfield was rushing for 1,000 yards.
Facts. They had a hell of a line. You could throw anybody back there. You could throw me back there.
That's all I'm saying. Right. You dig what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's all. You build that line and every play works.
Yeah.
If you build that line.
They could get the lineman in the first round and still go after someone like T. Higgins in free agency. You know what I'm saying? And you can fill both spots, right?
That's all I'm saying, which is why I'm saying T. Higgins can be our first round pick. I don't care what we get him for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, sign that man. You got the money, like you said. Yeah.
Yeah. I think now with Ja'Marr Chase, I think they'd rather keep Higgins than Tyler Boyd. But I like Tyler Boyd too. Tyler Boyd just ain't gonna get the opportunity. It's not enough balls to go around. And Higgins is a little bit, he's not like Ja'Marr Chase is like that above both of them. But Higgins is not. Higgins and Boyd more like that. So I really, it's just who doing better this year. I really don't. I don't think Tyler Boyd that far off from Higgins. Maybe a little bit, Higgins a little taller, whatever. But yeah.
Yeah. Facts. And DJ Moore was like, I don't think any of those quarterbacks in the draft is better than Justin Fields right now. So what are we talking about here?
Exactly. Yeah, I don't care what they're doing. They're not going to come in and be whatever they're going to be 3 years from now.
Yeah, like
it don't make sense.
It don't make sense, and we don't know what they're going to turn out to be. You know how many quarterbacks come into the league, and we think they're going to be studs, and they be duds. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. Yeah. You don't know. That's a crapshoot. We know what we got already. Mm-hmm. We know what we can do with that.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's a crapshoot. It's a crapshoot, and I don't think we got to take that gamble right now.
And I've been on record as saying we got to stick with the coaching staff so we can develop instead of starting all over and stuff like that again. So we just gotta hope. We just gotta hope Getsy grows with him, man. Grows with Justin, not clashing with him as far as their styles. You know what I'm saying? Clashing. Right. You know, we just gotta hope that they can grow together on the same page.
Yeah, I think what we done this year warrants another year. I'm sorry. Yeah. I know Jay Mack could be all on us right now, but you know what I mean, and he deservedly so, because some of those plays, like I said, they didn't feel like it was incompetence. It felt like some bad calls. It didn't feel like it does in like in week 7 and 8 when we were just like, what the hell is they calling? That it was just like, hey, it could have worked. The defense played better. That's what I felt yesterday with some of the play calls.
So in that game, the Bears defense, let's get to the defensive side of the ball. Mm-hmm. I loved what I saw from the Bears defense for the first 3 quarters. I mean, they were in Flacco's face. They were taking the ball away, 3 interceptions, you know what I'm saying? They were we got a pick 6 from a man Edmonds. Man, he was all over the field. Man, they were being dogs for 3 quarters, and then the calm, steady Flacco just took over. He took over, you know what I'm saying? But what do you think about the effort of that defense, man, from your perspective?
Until that third or fourth quarter, I loved it. I think that when a defense go from being that good to that bad, you got to blame it on play calling. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. I know what I just said about the offense, about the coaches and giving them another tryout. I still believe it. I think what we've done has shown that they deserve another year. We only had the Packer game and the Kansas City game where we really got blown out. Right. And the defense has been there, So, but when you think about the consistency of when they actually screw up, for lack of better words, it's always in the fourth. So what is that? It ain't nerves, because we've seen them play better. I think that the calls that they put them in, you know how I feel about prevent defense. It prevents you from winning.
Prevents you from winning. Ever since you said that, I've just been paying attention to that. The prevent defense, it's going to prevent you from winning. There's no other way around it. There's no way. Yeah.
You beat the prevent defense the same way you beat Tampa 2. Yeah. Short, yak after the catch, and over the middle. That's what they did. Yep. That's what they did. And look at that one where they tied the game. How much time came off the clock? Not even a minute, was it?
Oh.
Because he was killing that sideline. Mm-hmm. Right? So you go underneath that prevent, same way you do cover 2, and you throw short stuff. If he can't get yards after the catch, you go right out of bounds.
Right.
Nobody guarded the sidelines. Right? It wasn't a good call.
It wasn't good. Calling was It's like you called him. You was pitching a great game, and then you got to the 9th inning, and it was like let me just go ahead and lob it to him with the prevent.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
Look.
hope to stay in the field.
Right. 3 interceptions, 4 sacks, and 5 tackles for losses.
Yeah.
Showing that the defense really strong. The defense was really carrying the team, and that was the type of game where you needed the defense to carry the team because the other team's defense wouldn't let shit
Just as
fly.
good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They wouldn't
Just as
let
good.
shit fly. So
Just as good.
yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, their defense was just as good.
Yeah, just as good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Baltimore and them fluctuate every week with number 1 and number 2.
Yeah.
Now we're in the top 5 over the last 6 weeks, I believe. We're in the top 5 too.
Mhm.
But the difference in playmakers, Njoku, Cooper, dependable receivers. Running back, Kareem Hunt, dependable running back. We don't have that. If DJ Moore ain't cooking, which he wasn't yesterday because he wasn't 100%, Cole Kmet ain't cooking, we're cooked. We can't depend on Mooney as he proved yesterday. And again, I feel sorry for the guy, but the truth is the truth.
Yeah.
Scott's still a rookie. You can say he dropped it. Yes, he did. He did. Crunch time. Why you depending on a rookie like that? He ain't Randy Moss. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't Jamar Chase when he was a rookie. He's not that. He's got speed. He's raw. He's have to be trained up. Now he's gonna get some good experience from this year, and next year I expect Scott to blow the hell up. I just do. I see it in him. He's breathed the same way with Tyreek Stevenson.
I want him to buy
Made
a
some hell of
jugs
plays.
machine. I want him to buy a jugs machine and just practice catching.
Yeah.
Because he's
But
got
do like Jalen Johnson did. Jalen Johnson said he talked to DJ Moore. DJ Moore showed him how to catch them interceptions better. That's what he said. I don't know if you guys seen it. I think I
No,
tried
I
to
saw
share
that. Was it DJ Moore or was it Mooney?
No, you're right. It was Mooney. I'm sorry.
I saw that.
Mooney,
Yeah.
yeah. Mooney showed him, some pointers. I don't know how the hell Jalen Johnson did better and he didn't. Now you don't go out there and show the corner.
Yeah, right.
Catch, and then you go 2 out of the 8 targets you got. You only catch 2.
The irony of that.
Come on, man.
Man.
Oh, now.
The corner turned into a better receiver than you. And you gave him the pointers.
I'm telling you, man. It's just, we don't have the pieces on the field like they do. And I firmly believe if we would have had better pass catchers yesterday, that game would have been won, and it would have been won handedly.
Yeah, the game we should have won the game. The Tonyan was a touchdown. The field goal should have been kicked, and the game would have been over. Those 2 plays right there.
And don't forget that 4th down run by Fields. That would have been game 2.
That would have been game 2.
Yeah.
We didn't even got to count.
Hold on. Let me give a shout out to my boy J Mac. Tonyan, drop that ball. He's a spy.
He's a spy.
Came from Green Bay. He came from Green Bay. He know if Green Bay had lost already, we'd have won that game. We'd have piggybacked them. Or no, they beat us. So we'd have been right there.
Yeah.
We'd have had a tie record. We'd have been right there because they beat us. And right. I'm telling you, I hope that we're playing them for their playoff lives. I'm just saying. When we played them last game.
I don't want to call Tonyan a spy. Ain't he like a Chicago area guy?
Yeah, that's for J-Mac, man. I don't believe in no spy. That was for J-Mac. Feel better, buddy. Feel better, man. We miss you.
For sure, bro.
I gotta keep him on the show, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
you see, I'm wearing this the hat that we got. He got the same one, so I had to, wear this as
Yeah.
You
even got to count the Tyler Scott misses and the Mooney misses because those 2 plays right there, the Tonyan and the field goal that should have been kicked, should be the game winners, and the Justin Fields trip up, right?
Yeah, you think about it though. What other teams would have had that many turnovers and lost? The only other team that's doing that nowadays is Baltimore. Baltimore, right. I don't know what the hell wrong with them in the 4th quarter, but to be that good of a team. Yeah. But to be that good of a team, it shouldn't even be a question when they get up by 1 or 2 scores. That shouldn't be a question with that defense.
Not at all. Not at all. And I feel like our defense is trending in that direction. It's just play calling in the 4th quarter has to be better because you can't be surrendering leads in the 4th quarter like that. Like we're doing consistently surrendering the lead. I mean, I can see blowing a game here and there, but come on now. No.
And that's my point. After a while, you can't blame it on the players. When you look at it and you see that it's the same way every week, they're being told to do things that's costing them to lose the game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and in order for any playbook to work, whether it's special teams, offense, defense, you have to have the pieces to make that playbook work. You can't run a wishbone offense and you ain't got no heavy duty pounder,
right?
Because that sledgehammer has got to put fear in the linebackers to make them freeze on that play fake, and you pitch it out to the speedy guy, or vice versa.
Right.
So you have to have the players to make the playbook work. You can't just say, "Well, this is what we do. You're going to learn how to do it, or else." That's why quarterbacks have such short futures sometimes.
Facts. And this is another shout out to J-Mac. I'm gonna have to bring up on my man Tremaine Edmonds. Had an excellent game with he had 9 tackles.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. Hey, I had this. That Edmonds or was it? Yeah, Edmonds.
Edmonds had the 9 tackles in the pick 6.
I'm telling you, I said that's why I said, is it Edmonds or Edwards? That's usually Edwards with 9 and 10 tackles.
Right, facts. Cut that man's check, that game day check, J-Mac.
He earned that joker this time. He played for the bag yesterday.
Get off that man. Get off my guy. Man. Right. And Montez Sweat. Oh my God. Oh my goodness.
I just really would love to see the faces, especially the one guy. I can't think of it. You know what I'm talking about, the older gentleman, white gentleman that was saying, I believe no reason. I don't care what his reason it is. It was they should have did it. I'm like,
worst move ever. Yeah. Come on now.
What position is he on the team in sacks already?
Right. He's leading the Bears in sacks and the Commanders in sacks.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Come on now.
Man, get out of here, man. And I still, I said it when we did it. Everybody was like, we should have got Chase. We should have got Chase with those injuries and how severe it was and how they held him out last year still. You don't know what's going on with that knee. We got the better of the deal, if not for the potential for the injuries and not knowing where they can lead to.
He's having a better season than Chase. And everything you said, that we don't know the extent of his injuries and how it's going to affect his future. We know Montez has a clean bill of health. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And think about this, though. With all the pieces he got over with Buckner and Bosa and Hargrave, how is Chase not still being talked about over there in Frisco?
Right.
Because it ain't too many people can double team him now.
Right. And that was the whole thing. Oh, they ain't going to be able to double team Chase. He finna take off now.
Where's it at?
Look like the wrong one taking off. That's Sweat. You know what I'm saying?
You put Sweats over there with what he giving. You put Sweats in that defense right now. You talking about, listen here, you got 1.2 seconds to throw that ball before you land on the ground wondering what the hell happened.
Yeah. They were saying the Commanders reason they asked for so much because they really didn't want to give up Sweat. Yeah.
They didn't. I know they didn't. When you look at it, dude, I had no idea. I didn't know. I knew of them. And, of course, you're going to hear about them because their defensive front was feared.
Right.
But I didn't know nothing about Sweats.
Yeah.
I do now, though. That's a bad brother. That's a bad dude.
The Tez effect, as they calling it. Yeah.
I'm telling you.
He's definitely affecting our defense, man. Everybody on the line is getting off. The rookie Dexter is having a great surge. Yes. With Sweat out there. Billings is looking good. Walker is looking good with Sweat out there. Man, the linebackers are looking good with Sweat out there. The DBs, the corners, safeties, they looking good. I mean, it's the Tez effect.
Right. But see, and that's what I say. The line generates it all. Where does Tez play? On the line. Mm-hmm. The line makes it better for everybody on both sides of the ball. That one guy that has to come over and help double team Sweats can't get out there and block the linebacker now.
Right.
Or he can't double up on our defensive tackle now.
I don't even feel like we missed Yannick Ngakoue yesterday. We didn't even miss him.
We didn't.
Walker stepped in and did exactly that and more that Ngakoue would do. Yeah.
Yeah. And it could have ended his fate with us too, because we signed him to 1 year too, didn't we?
Yeah, he just for the season.
Right. So he sealed his fate. Well, he didn't do it, but the way his backup played yesterday, hey, he ain't gonna cost as much as this dude will. We might as well let him play.
Right.
We
can draft a young guy and let him play behind him. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm serious, man. I love Marvin Harrison Jr. or MHJ, what they call them.
Mm-hmm.
But I firmly believe that we can take an offensive lineman or DE, or edge rusher as they call it, and we'll fare better. I think we can find a receiver in free agency on down the line, man. Especially if we trade that number 1 pick, which I think if they keep in Fields, it's good as traded.
Yeah, it's good.
We should get a king ransom, because the way they talking about Cater like he's the second coming, and this May guy, which I don't understand how May overjumped Nix and Penix.
Yeah,
I don't understand how he did that, but hey,
playing in
whatever.
the ACC too. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I don't understand that at all. I just don't understand that at all.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. They said he Mitch Trubisky 2.0. That's a disrespectful right there to May.
It is. May right now better than Trick.
Yeah.
Trick Daddy. I call him Trick Daddy. That's Trick Daddy.
I used to call him
Mitch.
Money Mitch.
You don't know now?
Man.
What'd you say? Wait a minute, what?
I used to call him Money. I used to call him Money Mitch.
Hey, highway robbery. That boy got a little highway robbery.
What
man is damn agent.
The Bears drafted that man with the number 2 pick?
Yep.
The hell? Traded up one spot to get him.
Traded up, yeah.
Yeah, one spot to get him. What the hell? You didn't even have to make that trade. You still could have got him.
Well, nobody taking him. We got food like a motherfucker.
Food.
Somebody just put that Kansas City shuffle on us, man. You look that way and I go that way. On ass, man.
Somebody said, y'all better get him because we coming for him. Yeah, right.
Dumbass.
We coming for him. Come get him.
I'm glad we got Kevin up there, because if it wasn't for Kevin and Poles, I would truly believe we would go in and get a quarterback.
You know what? I feel you on that. I feel Pace he would do something like that this summer or this fall, spring. Yeah.
And man, Phillips.
Yep.
They would have been joined at the hip on that decision.
Yep, I agree 100%. So yeah, so the defense, man, I really don't want to rail on them too hard, because I feel like I have, because they did play some great ball for 3 quarters. They were really showing out there. You know what I'm saying? They were showing out. The defense, I thought the coverage was outstanding on Njoku for the 3 quarters. He got off on us, but he didn't get off on us like, he could have, because our defense was on his. They were covering him well. I felt like they, did a good job of covering him.
Yeah.
I mean, he had 104 yards, so me saying that kind of sounds stupid, and he had 10 receptions, but I felt like he could have had a lot more than that. I felt like our defense did a good job on him. You know what I'm saying?
I think it applies, honestly, because it's like basketball. Scoring 100 points ain't nothing like it was in our days.
Right.
Same thing in this offense. They throw 40 times. Getting 100 yards is not it. More.
Right.
These guys are getting 120, 115. That's almost the average of the guys just getting the money. So 100 yards, with 12 pass attempts thrown your way is easily attainable. All you got to do is average 7, 8 yards. So I think what you said still applies. We did our job on him. If one receiver got 100 yards, that's got to be expected, especially if the damn quarterback threw for 300 yards. I don't know if he threw for that. I'm just saying.
No, but he threw for almost 400 on it. He threw for 374, and then they did have 2 receivers with over 100 yards. Amari Cooper scorched us. That man had he only had 4 receptions, but 109 yards. Shit.
You're talking about one of the greatest route runners that I ever seen.
Yeah, he's an excellent route runner. And the guy that played for the Bears that we were talking about earlier, Marquise Goodwin.
Marquise Goodwin, okay.
He actually plays for the Browns right now.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They definitely got off on us later in the game with the receiving yards. Because I did not that 400 yards Flacco almost threw was quiet as hell. I didn't see that.
Now, you said that they clowned us towards the end of the game.
Yeah.
Prevent defense.
Prevented us from winning.
And it also allowed them to get what? Deeper, across the middle, pass plays.
scoring position.
I'm telling you. So those big jumps where he actually almost got to 400, yeah, because he's getting 20 and 22, 20, 25 at a pop now.
Yeah.
15 at the least. Because why? We got our deep men sitting back. We're trying to create a situation where they have to throw over the middle. That way we can converge on the tackle instead of, one guy getting beat and he take it to the house. I get that. But what you've done all day has worked. Why not finish the game off like that?
Right.
Right? You were up by enough that if they did take a chance and somebody got burnt on a fly route, you still got time to, okay,
you can live with that. Yeah.
Right. And instead now you can go to the prevent.
Instead of giving them the majority of the field, now they in the red zone. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So now you done got your team that's been playing this type of coverage all day to go and play prevent. Now when you want them to come back, that's a double adjustment. So no, it's don't work that way. If it works, don't fucking touch it. Leave it alone, man.
Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Oh, I almost forgot about the punt that we botched. Oh shit. You remember?
Oh, right, yeah.
That shit got them in an excellent field position.
Yeah.
They scored that.
They did. So again, we're still there. You can still smell the Similac on some of them babies out there. It becomes hard to watch because the plays that we're messing up on, we don't see a lot of teams doing it. That's why it hurts so much, because we look like we're incompetent at times, and that's the part that hurts.
Yeah, we need a punt returner badly. Trent Taylor, Ellis Jones, they're not cutting it, man. We need a punt returner who's going to be able to hold on to the ball, because that shit was crucial as fuck. That shit was, you know what I'm saying? And that's what we need you in the crucial situations,
Yeah.
That shit was crucial as fuck.
Yeah. I think that's not looked at enough when you're making choices, too. The calm demeanor under pressure.
Yeah.
That's got to play into, especially when you're giving these guys $250 million like it's $250,000. You know what I mean? You got, if when it comes to it, you can't stand tall, then why am I paying you $250 million?
Right. Look,
you could, look at Daniel Jones. All that money they gave him, where he at? Everybody in New York doing this now. Nobody remember, it ain't Danny Dimes no more. Now it's
they know damn well they should have gave that contract to Saquon Barkley. They gave it to Daniel Jones. I don't understand.
Yeah. Well, the quarterback is the face of the franchise.
But he shouldn't be the face of the franchise.
He shouldn't be starting for nobody in this damn league, but he is.
He's a high-end backup. I ain't gonna.
That I'll give him. I'll give him. Now, if he came into a game after I started to get hurt, I would feel totally comfortable with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Starting the game, he rolled his wave. His wave got him the money, and guess what? They got film on his ass, and now he's back down where he need to be, or where he was. I'm sorry, not need to be, but was.
Fact. But yeah, the special team. So we gotta always look at the special teams as a phase of the game, not just offense and defense, because special teams critical and crucial. Whether it's punting the ball, kicking field goals, receiving punts, all of that stuff matters when the game is in the crunch time, and it should be something that the Bears focus on in the offseason, a punt returner, because that has hurt us this season a few times now. You know what I mean?
You have to go after a team, a coach that loves it, not just making sure we maintain possession after, but try to score. That was the thing that we had with Hester. You had starters, Tillman, Briggs. Those guys was on kickoff.
Right.
Because they know what we had. Now, these are perennial starters, Hall of Famers, out there playing special teams because they knew what we had in Hester.
Right. Fact.
You don't see that nowhere else. You got to have a special teams coach that's willing to say, hey, man, listen, we got a special dude back there. I know you start on offense or defense, man, but the way you block, we need that on the field.
They probably was all for it, too. Like, yeah, let's go on here. This is a crucial part of the team, special teams.
Did you see the way they celebrate every time that man, not just touchdown, but big runs? Right. They all celebrate like hell. They knew it, man. You got to find a coach that loves coach special teams like whoever did that for us. It's a couple of guys. One When Harbor was special team coach, wasn't
I don't know.
he? I think somebody made a point to say it yesterday that that's what he was doing before he became head coach.
Could be the Baltimore Ravens coach.
Yeah. I thought that's what they said, but nonetheless, special teams is another opportunity to score, and you have to treat it as such.
Right. And I've heard someone say special teams coaches are good candidates for head coaches because they're involved with all the players on the team. You know what I'm saying? So they know players well and stuff like that. So yeah, that makes sense that if he was a special teams coach, to be a good head coach.
Yeah, because you know what, you look at Harbor Hall, and you can see that he runs a tight ship, but it doesn't present itself when he's on the sideline. You know what I mean? You can be this guy in practice, but you could also be a player's coach at the same time.
Yeah.
You develop this respect thing. That's why I like the way Pose and Everflus opened up. We were looking for guys who want to be here, want to work hard. It's either that or find somewhere else to play. Now you got to maintain that. It has to show in the development on the sideline, the way y'all act on a win or loss. And that's what Harbor Hall exudes on that sideline, man. You can tell that he don't play. You can see by the way he get fired up whenever he does. He don't do it a lot. But when he do, you can tell that man commands respect of his team.
Yeah, you can see that they respect his voice in the locker room. You can see that they play hard for him. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
He expects a lot from them. Yeah, and they like.
And let me tell you this.
Yeah.
And it ain't go. I don't know how you feel about it or did you see it, but I'm gonna tell you. When we won last week against Minnesota, and I saw that in the locker room with Flus, them boys following Flus, man.
I saw it. I saw it on the field before they even got to the locker room. They was all
Flus got that locker room, man.
Yeah,
that's why I don't think it's gonna be a move made. If anything, Getsy got to go. I don't want him to go.
Right.
Not because I like what he's doing, but because we can't afford to start over.
Right. I feel you 100%. I don't want him, but I want him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it's a must. You know, it's kind of like Jenga. You take that one block out, and it may all come crumbling down. We can't do it. We can't afford it.
It's one of those situations where he's just like our young players are developing. He's a young coach. He's developing. Young coach developing as well. We got to see it through a little bit longer. That's
you do. And J-Mac will be on our ass about it right now, but
I know.
I think you're totally right. It is. It's not realistic to think that somebody's gonna come in here new with a new system and gonna do a better job than what's being done. The records don't reflect it, but the play reflects that man has done enough to get one more year. One more year. You can see, you know what I'm saying? You can see where we're going now.
Yeah, Flus deserves another year for sure.
Yeah, Flus damn sure. Because off what he did on the defensive side of the ball alone, he deserves another year. But the way that the team has bought into what he's doing and the respect they show him, you can see it in the locker room. He has earned that already.
Did you see what the Eagles did? They demoted Sean Desai, their defensive coordinator, who used to be the Bears DC. They demoted him and made Matt Patricia the defensive coordinator. I don't think I've ever seen a defensive coordinator get demoted in the middle of the season. Have you? I've seen him get fired.
I have, but they didn't call it demoted. They call it taking over play calling.
That's demotion.
Thank you. That's what they usually call it.
Yeah.
So somebody was mad at his ass because they usually call it, you're going to take over the play calling. He's going to do this from now on.
Why don't you just fire me, dog? Just fire me.
Right. But that's what usually happens. It usually gets fired.
Yeah.
But you can tell that he's done enough to warrant just hey, we don't, we're going to leave it up to you.
Look, I might not be the most experienced play caller, but I'm an experienced play caller. We run into a rough patch. I'm going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out. But for you to take away my job and give it to someone else and I have to stay on the staff is some bullshit.
Right.
It's different. I think it'd be different if I was a rookie play caller. Hey, sit on the side for a second and watch and learn. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You messing some stuff up here. But this man has done this before. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But you know what? I don't think it's a bad move because that defense ain't shaking like it was last year.
Nah, and look, I got a coworker. He's an Eagles fan, and he said one of the reasons why is because the Bears took T.J. Edwards from them.
Wait a minute. Wow, is that why the defense ain't playing like they should?
Yeah, that's what he said.
I don't believe that. I think he just bitter. I don't believe that at all. They got the pieces. They ain't been used right. And
Yeah.
now what you got to put into or take into consideration also is that they've been dealing with nicks all year too.
Mhm.
I mean, how many times you seen was it Dean, who's out every other week with an injury that they
Right.
got from Georgia?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then they also got a lot of rookies, and they lost a lot of people. They lost a
Yeah,
lot
they
of
lost a
people
lot on
on the defensive
defense.
side of
Yeah.
the ball.
I think they
So
lost
they
like
had
4
to
guys or
deal
something.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you think about it. If it wasn't for how good they is on offense, they'd be doing a lot worse now with their defense because they just not they ain't doing it.
They just don't have the
And
depth.
who was they DC last year?
He's a head coach now. What's his name? I can't even think of his name now. Damn, it escapes me. I can't think of it. I have to come back.
Who he coach them?
I can't think of him, bro. But I'm
Oh,
gonna try to look him up.
Okay, don't worry about it. But yeah, that too. That's what that also lets me know further that Lee gets it along because whoever coming in for him may not be able to coach this offense the way it needs to be coached because you can't change the offense.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't bring nobody up from staff that knows the offense, then you cannot change it or you cannot fire Getsy because he knows it. Now, either you get somebody in there that's going to be under his tutelage that can run the offense and call plays better than him from the staff, or you leave it alone.
Right. No, I think he's not a head coach now. I just looked it up real quick. Jonathan Gannon was their defensive coordinator.
Gannon, right.
He was only there for 2 years. And then they went with Sean Desai, which I don't understand why they did that.
I don't either. I think with the move they were making, it's a money move.
Must have been.
He's top notch. He can't ask for all that money. And I think they were trying to plug a hole with the move they were making with players. They were just plugging a hole, filling a gap.
They couldn't re-sign him, so they went for Desai, I guess, huh?
Yeah. You think about all that money they got, man. Look, the Eagles are gonna be in the same situation as Cincinnati. They're not gonna be able to keep all those players.
Nah.
Even us, man. We got like 15 people that's gonna be unrestricted next year.
I mean, and that's fine as long as we resign Jalen Johnson.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about all the people I've seen on the list. Don't bother me as long as we keep. We got the Sweats, we got Dexter, we got Billings, we got all those guys.
Right.
Stevenson, and we got to get Johnson signed. Brisker, Gordon, we got to sign that boy. Sign that boy.
Yeah.
The only reason I think they wouldn't do it before free agency is because they want to say, you remember a couple of times it happened. I can't remember. I think it was Lamar, a couple guys go out there and see, and then we're going to match the biggest offer. Mm-hmm. That's the ultimate sign of respect to me. That's the only reason I see this going, him not being signed before free agency open.
Right.
Because that'll be the ultimate respect move right there. And you think he's playing good now, he's going to play all out.
I agree. I don't want to see him under the franchise tag. I want him to get signed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we got what? The Bears have 3 games remaining in the season. Next week's game is against one of the oldest rivalries in the league, the Bears versus the Cardinals, who used to be the Chicago Cardinals, now the Arizona Cardinals. And they're a struggling team, 3-11. It's in the Bears' best interest to lose. No, I'm bullshitting because I was saying that only because to put some distance between the Cardinals and the Carolina pick. Yeah. I want Carolina to lose that number 1 pick. However, the Bears can't lose to the Arizona Cardinals.
No.
That would be tragic for real.
Exactly. Well, I'm going to tell you this. They are 3-14. They're struggling, but they're not that bad of a team. Mm-hmm. They're not. They scored right away on Dallas yesterday. Remember, and they gave Dallas their first loss.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're not as bad as that 3-14 or that 3-win.
3-11 team. Yeah, they scored on yesterday. They played the 49ers. They scored early on them. Yeah.
I'm sorry, 49ers. Yeah.
Yeah.
49ers.
Sure.
But when they played the 40, did they beat the 49ers?
No, they got their head beat in.
Right.
They lost 45-29. Yeah.
That was yesterday?
Yeah. 45.
But then they play them early this season too, didn't they?
I don't think so. Yes, they did. They did. They did. They lost earlier in the season, 35-16.
Okay. Now, in that game playing Frisco that first season or that first game, Frisco had to put it together because they jumped on Frisco.
Okay.
And they jumped on Dallas too. So they're not as bad of a team as that 3-win record shows. Okay. We got to come out there and play, else we're going to get our head kicked in.
That's true. Good point. Good point.
We cannot turn the gas off. This is where coaching steps in. You got to come in at whatever, if they practice today or Tuesday when you give them the day off, whatever. That first day of practice, you got to set it in right there. Listen, this is not the team that they look like on paper. They're going to whoop our ass if we come out there bullshitting. That'd be my message.
Yeah.
And in practice, I'm flipping out. The first mistake, I'm flipping the fuck out. This is what I'm talking about. This is going to get our ass whooped. Get the shit together.
Right.
And then I guarantee the rest of that week of practice is going to flow like butter. Right. But that first day of practice, you got to put it in their ass.
This is a game that we should win. However, do not take these motherfuckers lightly because they played some good teams tough. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. The teams that are leading their division now, they're giving. You know, and
so let's not act like they can't beat us.
That's it. It can easily be an embarrassing loss at that.
They got the Bears 4-point favorites in that game, and it's in Chicago. The weather should be the Bears' advantage against a warm weather team like the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
They've gotten Kyler Murray back for a few games here. They still have James Conner. Is he playing or is he injured? I don't remember.
No, he played yesterday. I could have sworn number 6, right? Yeah,
Conner is healthy. Yeah. So that should be a good matchup for the Bears defense as far as the running game, but we can stifle a running game. We just got to keep that little motherfucker Kyler Murray under wraps. Find his little ass.
Yeah, and that's the thing. See, the thing with Murray, he's gonna run. He's the opportunistic runner right now because, you know, despite what anybody thinks, when you hurt a knee, it takes 2 seasons to come back the way you were.
Right.
First physically, second mentally. You got to take that good hit on that knee and get up and walk away from it. Then you'll start playing like you used to. It's a lot of players that haven't come back from devastating knee injuries, you know. So we got to take advantage of that. He's going to play. He's going to run when he can and it's wide open. I don't think he's going to run if he think he's going to get hit.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. And Sweat going to be sweating down his back.
I'm trying to tell you. And the way that boy Edwards get around that ball, he better come on with it.
We're going to probably be without Tevin Jenkins. He got injured, so I don't know the extent of his injury, but Tevin Jenkins had to lead the game, so that's going to take a hit to our offensive line. They got a good defense. They got a decent defense.
Yeah. Again, we have to. That first half's got to be played like it was yesterday, and I think they'll give up.
Mm-hmm.
They give up. You know, they're going to be starting thinking about their picks and all that type of. People don't think it does come into the picture. People,
yeah, for sure.
They're not going to say it on air because they know they're going to lose their job. But trust me,
game time. Game time weather going to come into play. It's 30 degrees out here on this lakefront. What the fuck we doing out here?
Especially if our linemen come out with their shirts, no sleeves on. These motherfuckers crazy.
They crazy. Let's get back to Arizona now.
Right.
I feel like our offense should have a good game against them next week. Our defense should have an excellent game. What's your prediction on a score in that game?
If we play like we did yesterday, even though it was in a losing cause, I can see us beating them. I'm going to say 25-10. 28-10.
28-10. I like that.
18.
I like that. Justin made a point of that, saying that yesterday. He said, I feel like our offense should score at least 28 points a game. And our defense give us those, because our defense give us those opportunities.
They should. Again, like I said, don't go in there thinking that they only got 3 wins because they just as hungry to prove that they can play football as the next man.
Right.
So go in there with that ass whipping mentality and lay that wood to them and just beat them out. Beat them senseless. You got to take it to the point where they say, you know what, this ain't it, and we got things to do in the draft.
Yeah. I agree with that. I'm gonna roll with you. 28-10. Both both of us going to do 28-10 for that game, and
Okay.
we just got to hope Carolina lose because Arizona going to lose that game, and we just need Carolina to lose so they don't so Arizona don't threaten our number one pick.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Where is if right now Carolina playing who next week?
Let me figure that out real quick. Carolina will be playing the Packers next week.
Oh yeah, Packers are. They know they playing for their playoff line. They're gonna stump them. They're gonna stump them.
Packers next week. Packers are 4.5 point favorites. Yeah. So
in Carolina.
Is it in? I don't know. Let me see. That game is in Carolina. It's in Carolina. The Packers 4.5.
So, now be careful with that one. It could be different. Remember, Carolina going through a hell of a weather thing right now. They shutting down a lot of stuff. Them rainstorms down there whooping on there. I know because I'm going. My last tournament is in Carolina, so I got to keep up with the weather. But right now they're dealing with some hell of a rain, so that game could be possibly moved.
Okay. So, but under normal circumstances, we don't care about Green Bay, but we actually want them to win against Carolina.
Yeah. Like I said, even when I got something on the line, I don't root for them. I just don't cheer for the other team.
Right. There we go. So
we just go keep our mouth shut.
Normally it's like, let's Green Bay lose every game. Nah, okay, I can see them winning this one. Go ahead, Green Bay, get that one. But
right.
With that being said, man, I'm gonna wrap this episode up. And you want anything else? You got anything else you want to add to it? Did I miss anything? We covered it all.
No, we did. I think we covered pretty good. Missing our guy J Mac, who hopefully be back next week. But no, man, I think we wrapped it up. Touched on a bunch of stuff, man.
Yeah, I think so too, man. I appreciate you coming through. And
man, my pleasure.
Always have a great time talking football with y'all, man, with you as well. And that's the Setting the Tone podcast, y'all. Check us out, like, subscribe, and peace out. Yes, sir. Bear down.
Bear down, baby.